there's a lot of good products out there, a lot of good tools, like a saddle, right? But do you think guys put too much emphasis on certain tools that they think they're just going to save them as a hunter,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
therefore they don't think they have to
Yeah,
work?
yeah, absolutely. And saddle's a great example of that. I look at saddle hunting, and most of the videos I see on saddle hunting, I would not hunt out of a saddle in the manner that they hunt out of a saddle. And they think, oh, now I'm on this group, and no, now everybody's saddle hunting is the big deal. Now I got a saddle. Now I don't have to do anything else. I just go out and set up a tree because I can, hide behind a tree and I can wear it in. And now I'm going to just start killing big bucks. No, it's no matter what you do or what you use, if you don't do it properly, the word proper should be in everything.
Right.
If you don't hunt out of it properly and use it properly and take care of it properly, even a saddle. Um, you know, I'm not a platform guy. 70% of saddle hunters hunt off a platform. And
Right.
when you're hunting out of off a platform and you don't have steps around the backside of the tree, you do not have 360 shooting mobility, which is one of the major designs and one of the major advantages of a saddle. So if you are just standing on a platform, that's you have no more of an advantage than somebody that's hanging on a lock on hang on stand. Because the guy standing on a lock on hang on stand, he can, if the tree's small enough, he can shoot around to the backside. But if you're in a big tree, you're limited. You can't out of this tree stand shoot to the backside of the
Right.
tree. But with a saddle, when you put steps around the tree, you can move around the tree and hide from deer you don't want to shoot. Or, you know, when you're, let's say you're hunting at a white oak tree or a primary scrape area, you set up 180 degrees on the opposite side of the tree. So when deer come in and linger for a while and they're looking around, especially like at an apple tree or an oak tree where they're feeding for 20 minutes and there's multiple deer there, you're 180 degrees on the other side of the tree. So your whole body profile is blocked. They can't see you. And you got steps to take a shot. You just step to your left and slide to the side and take your shot. With a tree stand, you have to kick the stand off to the side of the tree if you're in a decent sized tree. So your body profile is in a spot where you could easily get picked, especially when the foliage is down. So there's a
Right.
lot of guys that are hunting out of saddles and doing a lot of things out of a lot of things, but they're doing it incorrectly.
But I've been in circumstances where I've used the steps. I've also used a platform.
Well, you can use both in conjunction with each other too.
Right. Yeah. Yep. But you're right. If you can't get around the backside, you can just get caught on one side and still get picked off by a deer
Absolutely.
potentially. So do you look for trees specifically? Because sometimes it's like, well, there's no perfect tree, but that's the one to be in type
Yeah.
thing. Um, how often do you look
I,
for a tree to make sure you can get around the backside of it?
almost always. It depends on the location. Obviously, if I've got a river behind me, I'm on the edge of a river, I don't have to shoot that direction.
Uh-huh.
I'm only shooting 180 degrees this direction. Then I'm not worried about the backside. But typically, 95% of the time, I want to set up where I can have 360 shooting mobility. I may not have to walk all the way around the tree, but I can go around the tree in either direction to shoot 360 far enough. And then
Gotcha.
also, that's another thing I see with platform guys, is they will, let's say you're in a saddle and the deer's coming in from your 4 o'clock, which is over here. It's to your behind you and to your right if you're left-handed.
Yeah.
Because you're sitting facing the tree. The tree is at noon. That way is 6 o'clock, so 4 o'clock's over here. So if you're right-handed, what you see a lot of these saddle guys do, they'll stand up on the platform and they'll spin their body 180 degrees with the lead strap going over top of their shoulder. So they're turning their body around so they can shoot, you know, down here to that 4 o'clock position.
Right.
Whereas if you're doing it properly and you got steps around the backside of the tree, when you see something coming into fruition, you see something coming into your 4 o'clock, you
Just
pick your bow up and you go around the tree to your left and get 180 degrees on the backside of that tree,
uh-huh.
keeping that tree as a buffer. And then when you want to shoot to that deer, you just swing a little farther around to the left and lean to the side and shoot it at that 4 o'clock position. Now that deer's not going to pick your 180 degree movement around the tree on the same side of the tree as he is.
Right. Yeah. What if? So I'll just add to that. What if there's deer on both sides of you?
Then you're screwed.
Yeah.
If there's
Surrounded.
deer 180 degrees on both sides, yeah, you have to just be cautious. And that's another thing. I try to pick. if you ever watch any of my videos, I tend to hunt out of bigger diameter trees
Mm-hmm.
where you're by, and I also, because I never use a platform, when you use a platform, your body profile is actually farther away
Yeah,
from
it's
the tree
bigger.
because your feet are on the leading edge of the platform. So your
Yeah.
body is 18 to 24 inches from the tree, which makes you stick out more. So it's easier to get picked. When I'm hunting in a tree, I always use steps. So my legs are somewhat straddling the tree. My body is really tight to the tree.
Mm-hmm.
So if I do have, and I mean, there's many times I've had deer on both sides of me, I'll just blend into the tree the best I can.
Just hug
But
it.
while they're coming, I look at if one of them's one I want to shoot, hopefully before they get within sight, I move around the tree where I've got to make the least amount of movement to shoot at the one that I do want to target.
Right.
If you follow what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing about saddle hunting is you should always be looking around because you want to be able to maneuver and make some movements before they get too close.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.